YouTube fam, what up, what up, what up? Happy Wednesday. Okay, so we are going to call some seller live today. So there's two sellers that I need to call, and we're going to call and actually make an offer. So my VA already filtered and qualified the lead already. So these are the seller that raise their hand that say, I want to get an offer. So not necessarily that they're motivated, but they do want to get an offer. So I'm going to call them, and we're going to do this live. So if you enjoy this, I was going to do this on Instagram, but a lot of you say, Khang, you should do it on YouTube so that way we can re-listen to it, yada, yada, yada. So supply and demand, man. So if that's what you guys want, here I am. So we're going to call the seller. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, Real King Kong. I mean, not YouTube, Twitter, IG, and Facebook. There you go. And let's give the seller a call. So let's rock and roll. Once again, if you want me to do more of this, if you do find this valuable, be sure to boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale to Million family, and let's go get this money. Also, too, how's the audio and how's the quality of the video? Is everything good? Tara Davis, dude, thank you so much. $2 makes me holla. Dude, thank you so much. But honestly, you guys don't have to give me anything. I just appreciate each and every single one of you here. My mission, when I started my whole social media, my mission is not just to make money from it, but my mission is to help each and every single one of you escape the J-O, the B. Because I know exactly how unsatisfying, how terrible it can be. Working at a place that you don't want, especially with the people that you just don't like. You know, there's nothing better than being your own boss where you can control your own schedule and your own income. All right. So here we go, baby. Okay, so let me get the seller's number. So her name is Janice. Any question that you got, just drop it in the chat. And rock and roll, baby. Always record your call. Always. Here we go.
Please press 1 to connect.
Let me know in the chat that you guys can hear it, because that's extremely important. Okay, here we go.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Okay, so typically you want to call the seller twice, okay? Typically, if you call them twice in a row, typically they will answer the phone because they figure it might be something important. So I'll try to call her again. And for those of you who don't know, the dialer that I'm using is CallRail, all right?
Please press 1 to
So it's not directly from my phone, it's CallRail. That's the... She got to answer.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Okay. So we got another seller that I can call, but it's probably going to be a little bit early because the appointment was supposed to be at 12. But what the heck? I'll call it anyway because I'm doing this for the family. And I don't think this is a motivated seller. 1797. Here we go. So if you do enjoy this, make sure you show your boy some love. Smash the thumbs up and then give this video a share. Would ya? 3rd time's the charm, baby. 3 times. Where can I send my fruit?
Hello?
Oh, hello. Good morning. This is Khang. Can I speak to Mark, please?
That's me.
Hi, Mark. This is Khang with Fast Property Solution. I'm actually one of the purchase manager. We're supposed to call you today. I know I'm a little bit early just because I got something that came up about 12 o'clock, which is our appointment time. So I just thought that I can shoot you a call and see if I can catch you. And if this was a good time if this is a good time for you, Mark.
How long does it take?
Mark, could you give me maybe like, it shouldn't be more than 10 minutes. Is that good with you?
I've got a few minutes, but I'm kind of in the middle of things right now.
Mark, I'm gonna make it fast. So we're gonna shoot for like 5 or 7 minutes. Is that good with you?
Okay.
I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so much. So, Mark, what it is I'm just gonna go over all the information. Make sure that we have here is correct, and then I'll be able to obviously share with you what our offer would be, and hopefully together we can come to an agreement on a fair price that work for you, work for us, and be able to move forward to buy your property today. But if we can't, but if we cannot come to an agreement, Mark, I just want to let you know that the decisions is always be up to you. If we're not, that's completely fine, okay? But when okay, sounds good, Mark. So let me see here. In case we get disconnected, is this the best number to call you back on?
Yeah.
Okay, this happened to be your cell phone, Mark?
Right.
Okay, fantastic. So let me see here. 779. Okay, make sure. Now, Mark, beside getting the right price for this property, what is another reason that you would consider selling it?
Because we can't use property. We live in Portland, and we're too far away to use it. It was my brother used to live there, and he died back in 2013. So
Man,
I've been taking care of the property ever since. So, but and it's just we're never in the neighborhood. It's just been a burden on us. So
sure, I got you. And hey, I'm sorry about your brother, Mark.
Oh yeah.
Man, gosh, this is a tough spot for me too. But I lost my dad and my brother back I think like 2021. And I can tell you I probably need more time. I still
kind of a tough thing to go through.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Mark, let me see here. Now, if we can come to an agreement on a fair price, that work for you and work for us, Mark, do you know roughly when you like to sell and close escrow on the property?
Pretty much any time.
Okay, so we can agree. I think 45 to 60 days or sooner. Would that work for you?
What now?
So if we can agree on a price, Mark, that work for you and work for us, would closing in the next 45 to 60 days or sooner, would that be okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So for some reason here, Mark, I want to get some proper information with you really quick here. How many bedrooms and bathrooms does the property have?
Well, it was a 2-bedroom house, but like I said, the house is really it needs a lot of work. It needs to be torn down, actually.
Gotcha. So basically,
pretty torn up.
I
so
see.
Basically, it's just a property.
Gotcha. So basically, the value is just in the land.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's currently vacant. Okay. So there's no mortgage on the property. Great. And so I guess, Mark, what are you hoping to get for the property?
I was hoping to end up with 100.5. So
150. Do you know what the value of the land is?
What is?
Do you know what the value of the land is, Mark? Like just the land itself?
For the land itself is the assessed value is 139.6. It was one. They figured 1,000 on the house and the rest on the land.
Right.
And the total assessed value was 140,600. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So the assessed value. Okay. So the land itself is 139. You figure.
Right.
And the only thing that we can build on is a single family home, correct? It's 5 acres.
Yeah.
Okay. How many acres?
2.5 acres.
Okay. I'm so glad I'm able. Okay. Glad that I'm able to confirm that with you because online it said something a little bit different. Okay, so it's 2.5 acres.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.5. Can we subdivide it, Mark, or no?
Okay, what now?
Can we subdivide it?
I still didn't understand.
Yeah, no problem, Mark. So
would.
because it sits on 2.5 acres, my question to you is, can we subdivide the lots?
That I don't know.
Okay. Probably. Let me see. Okay, I'll check into the zoning, but it doesn't seem like it because everything around it seems to be sitting on pretty similar. So let me see here. Okay. Well, Mark, here's how our company works and how we operate. So, but you know, we are willing to buy the property in assess conditions. I understand that the property needs to be tear down, which is not a problem. So we're looking at the value of pretty much the land. Now, you know, with the whole, you know, buying the property, tearing the house down, and all of that, we can do that. That's not a problem. So my question to you is, if we were to take it over and take care of all that works and everything for you, what's the best that you'd be able to do for us on this?
What was the last part of that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, Mark, if we were to take over the property assets and, you know, take over the existing house, and obviously, you know, we have to put in some work to take down the properties and clean it up and all that. If we were to handle all of that for you, what's the best that you can do for us?
That's what I was gonna stick to, because I've got quite a few people that are very interested in it.
Sure.
And, yeah, I figured as far as a house, I figured I'd just let whoever gets a deal with that, because they can either fix it up or just tear it down. I figured they'd probably want to tear it down and put something else there.
Right. You know? Probably. Okay. So you mentioned that you got a other investor looking at it, Mark. Have you had any offer on it yet?
Yeah, I have. I haven't had since the new property value came out, because it just came out. So I was going to get a hold of. I've got like half a dozen people who have been pretty much hounding me on it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, they're real interested in that.
Sure.
I was going to let them know the new value and what it want because of that, and whoever comes up with it
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely. It makes 100% sense, Mark. Now, when you mentioned that you got an offer, how long ago was it, Mark, and how much did they offer you?
Well, it's been quite a while since the first several offers. I had one offer. Well, back when the value was $91,000.
Yeah.
I had an offer of $92,000, and I had an offer of $111,000.
I see.
And they both were willing to pay cash. Like the guy that wanted it for $111,000, he wanted to go down that day and do the paperwork, and he said he'd give me $111,000 cash that day. Yep. And I was kind of wondering why he was so anxious. Eager to get it.
Yeah.
I didn't go for it. I figured, if he went to 111 that quickly, that there must be some kind of reasons.
Sure, I gotcha. So basically, at that time, you just wasn't ready to sell, and you kind of held on to it. Okay, that's good. So let me see here, Mark. So here's something that I can get our company to do. Now I do want to let you know that we're not going to be like that guy. We're not going to meet you down to the city and sign something and be done. And so it's not going to work like that with us. So with us, we want to make sure that everything is done correctly and properly, so that way both parties protect it. We are going to use a local title company, to make sure all, the transaction is done correctly. So they're going to be the third party that gets all the paperwork done and everything like that. To you get the exact amount that we talk about and agreed upon, and us as a buyer, the only thing we want is we want to make sure that we can get clear title to the property. That's all. So, now here's something I can get our company to do, Mark, is that I can get, I can get my team manager to basically take care of all your closing costs and all your fees. So, there's no agent involved, so there's no real commissions, no real estate commissions that you have to worry about. We'll take care of all the excise tax, the transfer tax, the title insurance, the escrow fee, and all that. Since there is no mortgage on the property, which is great. So whatever the amount that we agreed upon, that'll be the net amount you walk away with at the time of closing, Mark, not a penny less. So my question to you is, with that being said, we cover all costs, all fees. We can take this over the property as is and get this done in a timely manner. What's the lowest that you'd be able to go for us?
At this point, I pretty much want to stick with the 100.5. So it's not nice even round number.
So how much?
150.
Oh, okay, I see. So okay, so the 150.
I had one realtor tell me that he could put it on the market and get anywhere from 2 to 3.5 for it. But that'd be going through a realtor and waiting.
Yeah,
and all
the
that.
commissions.
I just wanted to do a
sure.
Simple simple out and out sale. So
no, I understand. So I'm looking at, so here's kind of where we're at, Mark. Since we are going to pay cash, obviously we can close on the date of your choice. That's not a problem with us. Typically we can get this done very quickly. I'm looking at the tax assessed value on the property right now, and it shows that the assessed value on the land is $125,400.
Oh, that's the old one. The new one just came out. In fact, I got it online because I'm hooked up with that enotices.com.
Yep.
And you get the the value. You get all the information right away on that. So I knew it was coming out in June, but they usually just mail it. But
gotcha.
It just came out. The new one just came out Friday, so this last Friday. So
gotcha. Okay, and that
that's kind of what I've been waiting for as far as selling it. But I knew it was going to go up a little bit. So
sure, I understand. So you mentioned it's 139 now, right?
It's 140,600.
Okay, so 140,600. Okay. Ah, man. So Mark, here's kind of where we're at with this property. Is I mean, by looking at the property and looking at what things are in the area for and what we can do with this, Mark, would you consider? I think we feel more comfortable with being around that 125,400. Would you consider that?
No, because I know I can get more out of it. So
okay.
I said there's been a lot of people. I haven't even listed it or anything, and there's been a lot of people that have been like everyone that's inquired about it is they're wanted like immediately, and each one has a different reason why they wanted it immediately.
Right.
But even the person we're renting from here in Portland, he wants it real bad. And
oh, really?
Yeah. I told him about it. I told him about how so many people have been inquiring about it, and I haven't even listed it. And he was gonna go check it out and see why. And then he came back and he wanted it. He wanted it also. So
gotcha. Has he now, Mark? Has he make you an offer?
Yeah. This was about a year ago. Back when it was the assessed value was 91 something, and he offered 92 at the time. And I talked to him the other day, and he knows it's going to be a lot more than 92. So
right.
But he still wants it. So
gotcha. Okay.
I haven't told anybody about the 100.5 that I wanted, because like I said, that the new value just came out this last Friday. So
gotcha. Okay.
I guess I should get a hold of some of these people and and let them know and see what get their response.
Yeah, absolutely. If I were you, I would do the exact same thing. So I mean, for us as an investors, Mark, for us it's for us is, we just want to make sure that the number makes sense. So I mean, we don't fall in love with the property. We fall in love with the numbers. As long as we can get the numbers to make sense for you, make sense for us, we're ready to move forward, get this done, and get this closed. I don't. So I guess, Mark, I guess what's the absolute best that you'd be able to do for us on this? If we cover all the closing costs, all the fees, and we can get this thing wrapped up and get this done for you.
As far as closing costs, I don't know what costs are involved. I mean, when we bought it, my mom actually bought it. She just paid the cash and got the deed and done deal, and that's basically the way I want to do it.
Sure.
There was no closing costs or anything like that involved. So.
Gotcha. So so basically, Mark, there are like two ways to do it. The other ways is you go down to the cities, you just basically transfer the deeds and all that. That could be a little bit low, but that's just that's just not the I wouldn't say that's a safe way to do it. For us, we just want to make sure that both parties protect and everything like that. So typically when you go through a title company, you gotta, no matter what, you gotta pay the excise tax, the transfer tax, the title insurance, and all that. Typically, I would say that if you were to list the property, Mark, with an agent, maybe that might be the route that you're gonna go to get the most you can for the property. But then you need to take in consideration, Mark, it's gonna cost you between 10 to 13%. Because the realtor commissions is already between 5 to 6%. Then you got your your excise tax, your transfer tax. Typically that's another 3 to 4, I would say 3 to 4%. But like I said, we'll cover all that costs, all the fees. We'll make this as an easy, hassle-free sale for you as possible. But like, if the land is only valued at 140,600, it's just for us to pay you $10,000 more, pay all the closing costs, all the fees. Now we're out of pocket. Probably I would say after everything's said and done, we're probably out of pocket more like 165.
Yeah, nobody ever really sells for the assessed value. I mean, properties pretty much always go for more than the assessed value. From what I've seen anyway. But what I would have to do is I would have to talk to some of these others that have been wanting it, and see what they say before before I really let go of it. So
sure, no, I understand. So Mark, I mean, would you even consider that? I mean, I don't know if I could get my gosh. I mean, that's asking us to come up another, I would say, gosh, almost 20K. I mean, I'm just asking, Mark, would you even consider that 140, the 140,600?
I would have to talk to some of the other people
Sure.
that have been willing it also, and see what they say before I agree to anything lower. So
Gotcha. Okay. So pretty much right now, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, Mark, because obviously I'm going to take this information and I'll let my team manager know. So basically, as of right now, if we can pay the 150, now if we pay the 150, Mark, would you pay your closing costs and we pay our closing costs, or do you want that to be like your walk away?
Basically, I'd like to walk away with the $1.50. So.
Right. Okay. So 150. So, so Mark. So as of right now, the only way that you would be ready to move forward, get the property, and sell us the property, is we need to come up to the 150 with us paying all the closing costs, all the fees, and that is net to you in your pocket at the time of closing. Is that correct?
Right, and I would want to talk to at least two of the others that were that have been wanting it real bad. I don't really want to sell it out from underneath them.
Sure, understand.
I'd let them know what I wanted, and
got it.
Go from from there. If nobody wants to pay that much, you know, of course, it'd have to go lower. So
sure. So I guess.
Yeah,
So Mark, here's kind of where I'm at. So basically right now I can tell you that we're only looking for 1 or 2 more property to buy in the next 30 to 60 days. I got some other coworker, they're out looking at other property to buy as well. But I'm hoping that maybe we can do a deal together and I'll be done for the day. But Mark, you know, my whole thing is I just don't like to play game back and forth. If we can make something happen, great. If we're not, then we both can move on. So my question to you is, if I can get my team manager to agree to the 150, which I don't know if I could, but I'm just saying, and I want to make sure that I can get your commitment before I call a meeting with him, is that if I can get my team manager somehow to agree to the 150, take care of all the closing costs, all the fees, making sure that you get 150 net in your pocket at the time of closing, are you ready to move forward to get the paperwork done and sell us your property?
Like I said, our person we rent from down here in Portland was very, very interested, and I would want to let him know that what I was doing before I actually let it go, because for one thing, I don't want him to,
Sure.
You know, they think I sold it out from under him, and like I say, we're running from him now, and you know, I don't want any problems that way.
Nope, I completely understand, and I guess now that I hear the stories, I would do the same thing that you would do. So Mark, how about this then? Why don't you chat with him, and then you let me know, you let me know that, okay, well, I chat with him already. He either move forward to buying it, whatever the price, or you be like, nope, he can't come up to the 150. And then let me know if I can get that price approved, then you're ready before I call a meeting. I just don't want to go in there and look like an idiot when, when I'm saying that you're ready, but you're not ready. Make sense? I just want to keep my job. So
I can get a hold of you at this number you're calling from?
Yeah, correct, Mark. So you can also text me to that number, whichever is easy for you, Mark. So Mark, which would when it's the soonest I'll be able to hear from you, either a yay or a nay of kind of like what's going on, and if I need to get the approval from my team manager or not. Do you know when?
Okay. All right.
Do you know? Yeah, Mark. Do you know if you'll be getting back to me today, tomorrow, or when? So I
don't know if it would be today, but I know I'll be seeing him. I think tomorrow is the first. I'll be seeing him on the first anyway.
Yeah, tomorrow won't be. Today's the 28th, so tomorrow won't be the first. So let me see here. So that would be okay. So yeah, we're talking about.
I may see him before then, because I do see him a lot. But I know for sure I'll be seeing him on the first. So.
Okay, Mark, sounds good. Yeah, just please let me know either way, just so on my end, I know what I need to do, whether we just need to move on or we can make this happen or not. Okay? Okay. I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Okay. Yep. Bye, Mark.
You too.
Yep. Thank you. Bye. Dude, that was, so I asked for a 10-minute. That's a 23-minute phone call. So this is the guy that you don't want to keep on pushing, because obviously the more you push, the more he thinks, his property has a lot of value and all of that, and it's just really hard to. So I would say let him do his thing. I haven't made him an offer yet, right? Well, I did make him an offer, but I didn't tell him what's the max that we can do, because you don't want him to shop out and list investors. So you always want to leave him, let him know. Basically, hey, if you get anything else, just kind of let us know, and I'll try to see if I can make that number works or not. And this is why it's extremely important that when you talk to a seller or a buyer, it doesn't matter, position yourself that you're not a decision maker, because now he wants you to, hey, you make me an offer, right? But if you say, hey, well, it's really not up to me, I still got to get that number approved, and then boom, that gives you kind of some time. One, you can get his commitment, and it doesn't feel like you're pressuring him, because you're not doing the deal for you, right? You're doing it for the company, right? This is your job. That's what you do, right? So it felt less of a pressure that you want the deal or you want the property. Make sense? It's all, dude, it's very like, what's the word? Not mindset. What's the word? psychologies. There's a lot of psychologies in negotiating. Khang, you could have offered him his price with creative deal. Yeah, man. So the whole thing with Zach, or not Zach, deal to zero. So I understand what the whole creative financing, man. My whole thing is I've only done a few creative financing deals. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I am the expert in it. All right. I think Pace Morby is the one that does a lot of that. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the expert. I like to get in, get out, and have no string attached to the deal. I know that you can lock it up in a contract using creative financing and then wholesale it over to another buyer. We have done that. And I tell you right now, when you do a lot of deal, here's what's going to happen to creative financing. There's a lot of, obviously in everything, there's a pro and there's con. So the thing with creative financing is a lot of times what you do is buyers don't pay. You go through the prima donna drama, evictions, foreclosure on, foreclosing on the property and all of that. And then you get the property back and then you do it again. What happened if the buyer went in there, did the rehab on the property or whatever it is, destroy the property and kind of leave it in like halfway? There's just a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so I typically don't like to do it that way just because I don't want any string attached. Once I get the deal, I sell it. I just want to be out and be done with. Creative financing, it does take a little bit more knowledge, more education. With me, it's just nice and clean. Lock it up, sell the contract, boom, in and out. You don't have to worry about anybody coming back. That's the thing. But anyway, so I hope you guys get a lot of value out of this. But yes, typically something like this, you can certainly offer creative financing. A lot of times creative financing comes in when you cannot get a deal done, right? Which means the property either, the seller might sell for market value on the property. And that's where creative financing comes in, is maybe there's not enough spread, right? The property's worth 100,000 and he wants 95K or 90K. It's not going to be worth for him, it's not going to make sense for wholesale because there's no spread. And that's where creative financing kind of come in. But let me a few more questions and then we're going to wrap this up. Let me see here. Any other questions you guys got on this call? So the thing is, when you talk to a seller, a lot of times, here's something I want to point out for those of you. Jeremy said, what's that JV email? So all you need to do is email any deals that you got. Now, listen, I don't want it to be someone else's deal. I want it to be your deal. All right. So email it over to jvdeals@WTMfam.com. My VA, all right, dude, she's a stone cold. We're about to help one of a subscriber that followed me. He sent us over a deal where we just helped him found a buyer for his deal, and we're about to close on it. All right, he couldn't do it alone. Reach out to me, send it over. Boom, my VA, I think within like 3 days, found a buyer, and then I think we're going to close on. I don't know how much we're going to make on it. I have to get the number from my VA, but everybody wins. So if you have a deal that you're like, Khang, dude, I need help unload this thing, email it over to jvdeals.com and let's JV and dude, let's go get this money together, man. Would you do in Canada? No, Richard, I don't have any connections in Canada, and I don't have the resources in Canada. Once again, for those of you, if you have a question or you want to text me personally, you can text me over to 1-206-208-0676. Have any other question, drop it down below. I appreciate each and every single one that's on here with me. If you find this to be valuable, be sure to show your boy King Khang some love. Boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the family, be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button. Once again, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, IG, or Facebook, at Real King Khang, even TikTok, okay? So maybe I have to add that. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I want every single one of you, before I leave, to understand that knowledge without execution is worthless. Nothing works if you don't Dreams don't work unless you do. And I heard this over the weekend. Is nobody get rich by accident. Listen to me. Everybody that got rich has a plan. So the question is, what's your plan? Now, a plan without action, it's just a wish. So you got to have a plan and then go act on that plan. Until next time, you guys, take care and